And can you please confirm if my voice is audible sa inyong mga gadgets? Okay, anyone who can confirm? Para magpadayo na ta. Okay, so my voice is audible. Thank you, Jerry, for confirming. Mr. Jericho Lapan. BSBA to be. So officially, BSBA to be, you are 35 students na nag-enroll sa ako ang subject. So I expect nga 35 po ka participants karon sa ato ang online class. Okay, so we have here Inana Siliedo, Lapad, Babia, Labial, Aman, Pugoy, Tugas, Dinoro, Bakuro. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so let's start. Para sa iyo tamahuman. And then reminder lang, quiz this coming Thursday sa chapter 2. And then kining chapter 3 and chapter 4 is your oral explanation. So you have 3 chapters to study para sa ato ang face-to-face this coming Thursday. So good luck. Kaya na ninyo. Okay, so let's start with chapter 3, classifications of human acts. We have there the learning outcomes. So I'll just read the 6 learning outcomes. So in the process and at the end of the discussion, learners must be able to first develop the ability to identify and distinguish morally good acts, morally evil acts, and morally indifferent acts. Second, gain insight into behaviors that align with ethical ideals, contribute positively to well-being, and foster a sense of morality. Third, apply the concept of morally good acts in practical scenarios, both individually and collectively, and understand how positive actions contribute to the well-being of individuals and society. Fourth, comprehend the ethical implications of morally evil acts and their potential to cause harm, suffering, and injustice. Fifth, understand that the categorization of human acts is not always clear and may vary based on ethical theories, cultural perspectives, and contextual factors. And then lastly, number 6, develop critical thinking skills in moral judgment, considering circumstances, intentions, and outcomes in evaluating behaviors. Okay, so we have here the chapter code. Ethical behaviors like seeds of love and honesty grow into a garden of compassion, integrity, and support when planted in the fertile soil of our community. So what does this quote imply? So inside the box, muna siya ang ato ang meaning or interpretation sa ana nga quote. So the quote implies that morally decent deeds or actions establishes the foundation for a healthy and caring environment. These ethical activities, like seeds that grow into blooming plants, contribute to the establishment of a culture defined by compassion, integrity, and mutual support. It highlights the transforming impact of individual choices and the community's collective well-being. So let's move to the main topic, classifications of human acts. So human acts are either in accordance or agreement with or contrary disagreement to the laws of reason. And this relationship, either in accordance with or against to reason, defines their morality. In ethical philosophy, there are three categories of human acts. So again, morally good acts, morally evil acts, and morally different acts. So first, morally good acts. These are acts that are morally right or noble. They are consistent with ethical ideals and contribute positively to one's own or others' well-being. Kindness, honesty, generosity, compassion, and fairness are all examples of morally desirable performed acts or behavior. Acts of generosity, assisting those in need, stating the truth or telling the truth, and acts of selflessness are its examples. So, in simple words, it is a morally good act when the act is in harmony with the dictates of right and correct reason. So, let me repeat that. The act is in harmony with the dictates of right and correct reason. Dili lang kay right, dili lang pud correct, but both right and correct reason. So we have there an example or examples. Organizing a fundraising event to benefit a local orphanage and include a disabled person demonstrates acts of kindness, compassion, and generosity. Advocating for honesty and truth in presenting findings during a collaborative assignment demonstrates moral integrity. Furthermore, tutoring example of selflessness. These morally beneficial activities promote a caring and ethical collegiate community, benefiting both individuals and society as a whole. Second, we have morally evil acts. These are activities that are morally repugnant or immoral. They are unethical and cause hurt, suffering, or injustice to themselves or others. Dishonesty, harshness, greed, and unfairness are common characteristics of morally bad performed acts or behavior. Acts of aggression, lying, stealing, and purposely inflicting harm to others are its examples. So, in simple words, it is considered a morally evil act when the act is in opposition with the dictates of right and correct reason. So again, so number two, we have there examples. So first, cheating on examinations. Pwede po diha nag-cheat sa quiz. Also, we have here being hostile and harsh in group projects, spreading false stories, and stealing or harming others' property are all examples of morally evil behavior in a college atmosphere or settings. These activities are ethically unacceptable and unethical because they inflict harm, misery, or injustice to oneself or others. Dishonesty, harshness, greed, and unfairness are frequent traits of morally wrongdoings. And they undermine the values of honesty, compassion, and fairness that are necessary for establishing a healthy a supportive campus community. Third, morally indifferent acts. These are behaviors that do not have a direct moral or ethical significance. They are neither intrinsically good nor evil and may be influenced by human preference or individual decision. Morally indifferent activities are often value neutral, with no moral responsibilities or ethical repercussions. So, everyday actions such as deciding what to wear, listening to music, or participating in recreational pastimes are its examples. So, in simple words, it is morally indifferent act when the act stand in no positive relation to the dictates of reason. Okay? However, under sa indifferent acts. In theory, morally indifferent acts exist, but in practice, they do not. Again, I will repeat. In theory, morally indifferent acts exist, but in practice, they do not exist. Why? So that's the question. So here's the explanation. A neutral or morally indifferent act becomes good or evil depending on the conditions that determine its performance, particularly the aim in view, motive, purpose, or intention of the act's doer or agent. So human act categorization is not always clear and can be subjective depending on the context. What is deemed ethically good or bad varies depending on the ethical theory or cultural perspective. Furthermore, certain behaviors may fall into a moral gray area in which their moral judgment is contingent or changing on certain circumstances, intentions, or outcomes. So, understanding the numerous classifications of human acts is critical for ethical analysis. It provides ethical analysis as well as moral decision making and judging a person's moral character. And also, it provides a framework for debating and evaluating activities based on their ethical implications and compliance with moral norms. Understanding this contrast enables us to handle knotty moral quandaries with greater clarity and cultural sensitivity. We can develop a more informed and compassionate society that accepts different points of view while adhering to basic ethical standards by engaging in ethical analysis. So that's chapter 3. We also have there the activity of true or false with the answers and explanations. So read and study. It will be included sa next week's quiz. Okay, so let's proceed to chapter 4, components of human acts. Again, we have there the contents, learning outcomes, quotation, and its explanation. Then the main topic we have here, the components of human acts, knowledge, freedom, and voluntariness. So let's go with the learning outcomes for chapter 4. We also have 6 learning outcomes. So in the process and at the end of the discussion, learners must be able to first develop the ability to assess and comprehend the significance of knowledge in decision-making processes. Second, cultivate an understanding of the role of freedom as the foundation for personal liberty and self-determination. Third, recognize the importance of voluntariness in fostering internal motivation and a sense of purpose in actions. Fourth, apply the concepts of knowledge, freedom, and voluntariness to make informed and responsible decisions in academic and real life situations. Fifth, acknowledge the interconnectedness of knowledge, freedom, and voluntariness in shaping individual agency and personal development. And lastly, number six, appreciate the ethical implications of the components of human acts and their role in contributing to a just and respectful society. So again, we have here the chapter code or the chapter quotation. Understanding the interplay of human acts enables us to become aware designers of our own fate, nurturing compassion and principled living in the immense tapestry of life. So, under the box or inside the box, I mean, diha ang meaning again or interpretation sa ana nga code. So, understanding how different human activities interact allows us to consciously shape our future. Understanding this dynamic allows us to build values such as compassion and principled living, thereby contributing to the vast and complicated fabric of existence. It essentially highlights the importance of awareness and deliberate decisions in creating a meaningful and ethical existence. So before we continue, let's check the attendance. If balance ba siya sa nag-participate, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, there are 30 names naka one's attendance, but there are only 14 participants. So where are the other 16? 30 attendance, but only 15 participants. So where is the half? Asa ang katunga? Where are the others? Again, officially, you are 35 students under this class. Asa man sila? Anyone who can explain anong asa, anong wala sila ani? Okay, so 15, 30 attendance, 15 ka participants. 13 na lang. Okay, let's continue. So components of human acts, we have three. We have knowledge, freedom, and voluntariness. First is knowledge. So having knowledge before taking any actions is crucial because it helps us consider the choices. Knowledge empowers us to evaluate the decisions, allowing us to make more thoughtful and responsible choices. Without knowledge, we may act impulsively, overlooking the long-term impact of our actions. In an academic context, for example, having knowledge about subject before writing an essay or taking a test or quiz allows us to present well-informed arguments and answers. Similarly, in real-life situations, being informed about various options or choices can help us avoid making regrettable decisions and lead to better outcomes. Okay, so number two, freedom. Freedom is the foundation of personal liberty and self determination. It enables us to mold our lives in accordance with our beliefs, interests, and goals. When we have the freedom to make decisions, we accept responsibility for our actions, which can result in a feeling of empowerment and personal advancement. It's also vital to understand decisions with great freedom comes great responsibility. So just like sa isang movie, yung pinaka-first, with great freedom comes great responsibility. Okay? So third and last topic for chapter 4, we have volunteering in accordance with our preferences and will. We are more likely to be internally driven, engaged, and invested in what we do when we engage in voluntary actions. Voluntary actions. This internal motivation has the potential to lead to a more fulfilling and authentic life. Voluntary actions are more likely goals, contributing to a stronger sense of purpose and fulfillment. Being coerced or forced into actions, on the other side, can lead to resentment, stress, and a sense of powerlessness. So, mobilisayaon pa kung pugson kuno ka sa usa ka buta nga dili nimo gusto buhaton, maka-cause kuno siya sa resentment, stress, and a sense of powerlessness. May kay lain mabuhat. Okay? So understanding these three essential components of human acts can assist us in leading more meaningful and responsible lives. We become active agents in more destiny when we have the information to make educated decisions, the freedom to act according to our values, the willingness to pursue our goals. It also emphasizes the notion that each individual has the ability to make decisions and accept responsibilities as well as accountability for their actions and behaviors. Additionally, recognizing the significance of these essential components of the human acts could motivate us to respect the independence and authority of others. It prompts us to consider the factors that might be affecting their choices, as well as the necessity of fostering an environment in which people can act knowingly, freely, and voluntarily. By doing this, we encourage a more just and courteous society where people can prosper and positively impact the communities in which they are living. Okay, so that's chapter 4. We also have there the true or false activity as well as their answers and explanations. So again, I'll be reminding everyone. Next meeting, we have our chapter 2 quiz and then oral explanation for chapter 3 and chapter 4. So you have 3 chapters to study. Okay? Pwede mingon nga sir, wala ko na kay study. Kaya ako ano mong giparimay. Okay? So that is it. Thank you for participating sa atong online class. Pwede na mo maka-log in, log out I mean, sa ato ang live stream. Okay, so thank you and God bless. I will see you this coming Thursday.